Hi, everybody.
Hello, I'm Ryan.
I'm Bethany.
And we are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
And today we'll be talking about Riverside. This is designed by Elias Stevenson and Asmund Stevenson, and it is published by Stronghold Games. I'm really sorry. I know I didn't say your name correctly, and I tried a lot before this, and I just gave up.
All right, so this is a game all about going on this river cruise in the winter. One of my bucket list items is to go on an Alaskan cruise. You stop at all these different ports along the way. You just do all those different sightseeing as you go, and that's what this game is all about. You are on this gorgeous river, and you're stopping at various points along the way, and you're getting to do all this different sightseeing, but all the attractions that you go to, they need to up the excitement level the more and more you go. You can't just stop and be stagnant. You got to get it more and more exciting the longer you're on this cruise to get the excitement level up. All right, let me give you a quick overview of how to play. All right, here's our setup for Riverside. We've got our river that's going to snake all the way through there. This is our little cruise boat. The game is going to finish immediately once the cruise boat gets over here to that anchor symbol. But this isn't just like a sailing boat. This is a cruise boat. People want to stop and go to attractions. So we're going to stop along the way at these various points. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to determine the temperature. So this green dice is going to be always considered to be hot. All the other colors here, let's look at them. We're going to roll them all, and then we're going to line them up by numeric order. All right, so we've got a 1, a 2, 4, and a 6. So we're going to line those all up. Whatever is in the middle, that is considered the temperature this round. So the temperature is currently 2. It's also going to be how far our boat moves. So we're going to move 2 spots. All right, any dice that are above the temperature are actually going to be considered hot as well. They're going to go up here. So now what we're going to do is we can choose any one of those non-green dice to use in order to fill out spots on our board. We have 5 little boats. Those correspond to those 5 base dice. So for instance, if we choose white, we would be able to fill in 4 spots on our white boat. But white is hot right now, so we'd also have to fill up some of these hot spots as well. But in addition, what you can do is you can also choose to add in whatever the value of the green die is. So for instance, you could choose a 2. You could cross off 2 yellows. Or you could make that 2 into an 8, and you could cross off 8 yellows, but you'd also then have to cross off 6 of those green hotspots. So the more things you fill in, the better. However, you do have a limit of how much of those hot ones you can use. So you want to use those sparingly. Let's go crazy. We're obviously not going to play a full game here, so let's just go wild with it. We rolled a 6 on the brown. Let's add in the 6 on the green as well to make a total of 12. They're both on the hot side of the dice, so we're going to have to use 12 of our symbols up here. This is a couple for the rest of the game. But now we get to fill in 12 of our brown spots. There are 4 kind of rows here, and then you have to fill them out from left to right. Once you fill up a whole row, you get to cross off some additional things. So let's look what that looks like. If we go 1, 2, 3, now we finish this off, we get to fill off 1 red X. So let's go down here and finish off one of those. We also get to fill in this ticket. That'll be important later for our multipliers. You do not have to go in a row either. As long as you're going from left to right, you can pick any one of those rows. So let's pick up where we left off. Let's go over here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's going to give us 2 of these white symbols. Let's fill those off over here. And we still have 4 more to go. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. And by the way, we also filled this out. All right, we did not finish that full row here. However, there's 2 little kind of purple smiley faces on each one of these boats. Once you're able to cross those off, you have activated that ability. It's a one-time ability. Each one of them does a different thing. They're all good, and you can kind of choose when to use it. And you activate those again by crossing off both of those little purple smiley faces. That's obviously a very good turn because we used a whole lot of those hot dice, but we were able to cross off a lot of things, activate a lot of abilities, and get some potential multipliers, which I'll show you here in a second. All right, there are 3 parts to a turn. There's the rolling dice and kind of moving the ship, which we did. Then there's the choosing of the dice and filling the seats, which we did over here. And the third part of the turn is going on excursions. That's where we get off the boat and have some kind of experience. And those are represented by all these little spots along the side of the board there, along the shore. They're going to have numbers on them and look like this. What it's basically saying is you're going to multiply these numbers on the colors based off of how many tickets you sold. Well, right now, we've only sold brown tickets because we've only finished up brown rows. So at the beginning of the game, it's kind of hard to get these filled in the right way. But as you get going, you're going to get more and more. Some of those are single, some of these are doubles. If they are doubles, if you're able to, you're able to use both halves of them. And these kind of represent these smaller boats that are not part of this big, large cruise boat. So actually, when you do these excursions, you can go up to 3 spots away from the cruise ship. So you could go 1, 2, 3, over here to 4. Well, that's 4. We actually landed on one over here. And on top of that, we have over here a spot that you can cross off and get additional distance. There's 3 of those. So if we wanted to go over here to that yellow, we could cross off one of those and go 4 spots this round. But again, this is kind of based off these multipliers of these tickets over here. So as you can see, we only have 2 tickets in the brown. Nowhere else do we have any of these multipliers. And we're not even close to any of the brown spots on the map. Closest one is all the way over there. So it'll be a little while before we can score that. So this round, we're probably not going to score anything. But once we do score something, you're going to fill it in from left to right. The first thing you do is going to be whatever it is. Multiply the number times how many tickets you have. Not the number on the tickets, but just how many tickets you have. The next time you do that same color, it needs to be a greater number. So if you scored 10 here, you can't go backwards and score 9 here. It has to be 10, 15, 20, or whatever the case is. It just has to keep on growing. All right, at the end of the game, what you're going to do is you're going to score the value of all the tickets. So in this case, we've got 3 and 7, so we put a 10 there. Then we're going to add up all of those. We put that number and fill it in there. We'll do that for all 5 of our boats, and we're going to get a whole number right there. Over here, we have a couple of kind of unique spots at the very end of the boards on the very last tile, and then over here, the halfway point as well. When you score those, they're smaller numbers. However, you could use all the tickets from all the numbers. So you can use 2 times whatever it is, 5. It'd be worth, 10 points over here. You'll add those together. Then over here, this is a very important spot. You're going to take whatever your smallest one of these boats was and score it again, which is fantastic. And that over here, add those 2 numbers together, that's going to give you your captain points. Now, the weirdest part of scoring it all is right here. Whoever has the most amount of captain points is actually going to lose 15 points. And whoever has the most amount of captain points is actually going to lose 15 points. So you're going to add that together, add up your new captain points that have been altered, and their total score is your final score. Once you're a little bit more familiar with the game, there are a couple additional tiles that you can add on, so that way the game lasts a little bit longer.
One of the things that's kind of cool about this is, so you lay it out and it's by chance, it's random wherever you place it. But if you get like a really high mark on the first go around, and you're like, I'm not even gonna get any points, I don't even have anything in that boat, I don't even have any tickets, it's fine because you'll probably hit that place up a couple of more times because of the 3-spot thing, especially on your time around. There's a really good chance you're going to be able to hit it then, so you can almost plan for that. And the same is said if it's a low spot, you know that there's a higher spot later on the board, so it's kind of cool that you're not limited to just that spot. You can move to different places, and if there's something really big, when you come back around, there's a really good chance you can even save your extra row things. Like, I'm going to work towards that, so on the way around I can get that. So it's kind of cool how that lays up. If it ends up like a high number or a low number, it doesn't really matter because of how it loops around, and you can hit everything multiple times.
You're definitely encouraged to diversify all of your different attractions that you go on, because at the end of the game, whatever you score the least in out of those 5 categories, you're going to get to be able to score again. So if you can build them all 5 of them up equally, that means you're going to get a big bonus into the game. However, you're also kind of encouraged to go through a couple of these different boats and fill them all up as much as you can, because you're going to get various bonuses and various rewards as well. So it's interesting, that decision. Do you want to go for diversity? Do you want to fill out one boat a whole bunch and get a ton of points from that? Both are viable, and almost every game we've played, we've gone different routes, and we're all within striking distance of each other. So it's definitely, you want to go for either diversity or drill down on a couple of boats and fill them up, or whatever combination that you can.
Yeah, and also I mentioned in the game how it's random, and if you really like it and you want more, there's actually 2 extra tile pieces, so you can make the game even longer while you're going around. So I like that there's that variety of game length, that you can play a shorter game or a longer game. You can just add those pieces in. It doesn't really affect the setup or the gameplay. You just add more and it's longer, and I just really like that.
And that's good because the game length itself is kind of variable.
Yes.
A lot of game lengths are based off of player count, so 15 minutes per player, or whatever the case is. In this case, all the turns are simultaneous, so that doesn't matter. What matters is how high you're rolling. You go based off the speed of the temperature. So if you're rolling all high numbers, you're going to cruise around that board really, really fast. And if you're rolling all low numbers, you're going to go really, really slow and have a ton of turns and have a ton of chances to do things. So it's interesting how the game length is not based off of players, but based off of die rolls. But it's equal for everyone, so it's fair no matter what way it works.
I thought this was fun. I liked it. I enjoyed it while we were playing it. It was a good time. I just don't know if it's something that I'm going to want to come back to. We have a lot of roller rides in our collection that I actually really enjoy, and I don't know. We don't keep everything. We like to have a minimal game collection, and I don't know if this would boot anything out. I liked it. I had a lot of fun with it, but I don't know if it would replace anything we already had.
That makes sense. I like it because, first of all, right now it's the dead of winter where we are.
In a blizzard.
We're in a blizzard. We're hunkered down with lots and lots of layers, as you can tell.
I don't know if this is true, but I saw, because I looked it up last night, that we got 15 inches of snow. I don't know if that's true, but
we haven't gone out to actually measure it with it.
Yes, but that's how much snow we got in a day. That's what it said. Not the whole week, but just yesterday.
And then on top of that, we live right alongside the Mississippi River.
Yeah.
So we are Riverside in the winter.
It's us.
We have to role play this game in real time by simply existing.
Yes.
So that was really fun. I think that this is a game that, Beth mentioned, it has a lot of things going for it. Those kind of cascading events, those are really fun. I enjoy it when I fill up one thing, which causes me to fill up another thing.
Yeah.
And then because I filled up some spots on the board, I get some kind of special ability to use later on. Because I got some scoring opportunities, I'll be able to get scoring multiply later on. I like all those things in roll and rights, and this does it all very, very well. I was always kind of felt myself wanting one more turn. I was like, oh, if I just had one more turn, I could finish that off. And I think that does... What it means is I had a good time and I was wanting more of it.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good sign for this game, that I was wanting a little more of it in order to finish some things off. So overall, that is Riverside. Good time.
Everybody, thank you so much for watching it. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see our videos as they come out. You can find us in all of these places.
You guys, thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
You guys, thanks so much for watching. This game was provided to us by a publisher in exchange for a fair and honest review.
And if you want to see more stuff, check out over here to see something we think you might like.
And over here, we think that YouTube has picked out a great video for you you're going to love. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.